Hi, this is Jennifer Dean from jenniferdeanwellness.com, and you're joining me today for 4 stretches that will release tension in your upper back. So for the 4 moves that I'm going to take you through today, all you need is your exercise mat, and it's going to work to help you release the muscles from the neck down to the base of the shoulder blades, particularly in between the 2 shoulder blades, where we can get a lot of tension depending on our posture throughout the day and how we sit. So often if we're spending a lot of time at our computer or perhaps driving, and we have this tendency to push the chest forward and we're bringing a lot of tension into the mid-upper back, and then it can just cause a lot of tension through our neck and you just feel really uncomfortable and have a less mobility than is ideal. So I'm going to take you through 4 really easy stretches that you can do every single day if you want, or just add them sporadically into your routine, and they're going to feel really great. So let's get started. Just come on down to your mat, and we're going to start in a child's pose. So bring the toes together, open the knees nice and wide, and sit your hips all the way back onto your heels. We're going to reach those fingertips forward and really just stretch the heart towards the hands and then melt the head down towards the floor, and I'm sitting my hips back towards the feet. So starting with this gentle lengthening of the spine, and then from here, let's pull forward and come up onto hands and knees. You may need to adjust the knees just a little bit. We're going to round through the spine, particularly puffing up in between that mid-back, so puffing up between the shoulder blades and dropping the head. Engage the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone, and then I want you to think of pulling the breastbone forward as though it's reaching to the wall in front of you. So don't collapse, so don't come too far into this extension, but just really think of lengthening through the spine. And again, let's just round through the back, tuck the tail under, press up in between the blades, and then go for that length, reaching the sitting bones away from the heart and pulling the heart up through the collarbones. One more time, just the same. So rounding through the spine, exhaling here. Let's hold it, breathe in. And on the next exhale, lengthen through the back, pulling the heart forward with that slight thoracic extension. And now round the spine and come all the way back into child's pose position, sitting on your heels and reaching your arms forward. So allow the armpits to stretch, reach your fingertips a little closer to the front of your mat, and then come back up. And then this time we're going to go into a puppy position. So let's do another cat stretch, just puffing up in between that upper back. And then from here, you're going to come down, walk your arms forward, and then drop the chin and the chest down towards the floor as you stick your booty up to the sky. Walk the hands back in gently, round through the spine, puff up into the cat stretch, and then find that real sense of extension, tail up to sky, arms reaching forward, and the breastbone is pulling in, up and up towards the elbows. Chin to the floor, walking the hands back in. One more time, rounding through the spine. And then finding this length, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, and just hold it here, and let's just enjoy this stretch. Maybe go a little deeper into it, thinking the hips are above the knees, the chest is reaching to the floor, and the hands are really, really lengthening away. And one more big breath in here. So you could slide your shoulders down away from your ears just a little, and then engage the abdominals, gently, mindful of your elbows, walking back into that cat stretch. And from here, guys, I want you to sit onto your heels and just give your wrists a little roll. So we're coming to thread the needle, adding a little bit of rotation through that upper back. So return to the all-fours position, but this time I want you to turn your fingertips in towards each other. Slightly soften the elbows, abdominals are engaged, of course, and then take the arm that's furthest away from me and just open it straight out to the side. From here, we're going to bend this front elbow and rotate the back arm through, twisting the spine, and take your eyes up to the ceiling. Now, I'm not dropping my shoulder or head to the floor. I'm really finding this sense of rotation around my upper back. And then come back through and reach that arm straight out to the side. And again, we're rotating, keeping the hips pretty steady, just working through the back and reaching that back fingers towards me, bending the front elbow, and come back through. And this time we will go all the way down gently. So begin with the rotation. Set yourself up in this strong and safe position. Maybe if you can, twist your chest towards your upper armpit just a little more, and then gently, if it's good for you, you can come on down to the side of the shoulder and the head. Now I'm going to press this opposite hand into the floor to give myself a little traction and deepen the twist. If the floor is too far away, you could prop a pillow or some yoga blocks underneath your head and your shoulder here, or you could stay in that upper lifted position. Let's just take one more breath. I want you to tilt the tail up to the ceiling, lengthen the neck a little, and then slowly unwinding this, bring the arm out to the side, and let's place it down, and we'll go and do that on the other side. So setting up with both fingers pointing in, both hands pointing in, elbows are slightly soft, and one arm to go straight out to the side. Now from here, we bend the opposite elbow and we thread the needle, so we're wrapping and we're reaching, we're bending that other arm and twisting through our upper back. Try to keep the hips pretty square and level if you can. Open back up on an inhale. Let's do that again. Exhale, navel to spine, rotate through the back, reaching through the fingers, maybe looking to the ceiling. And inhale, open. Third and final time, let's come down to that stretch. So wrapping under, pop the shoulder onto the floor, rest the head down, and now press into this grounded hand to give yourself a little more traction, and gently think of sliding your shoulder away from your wrist on the arm that we're stretching. And so you could open up underneath that shoulder blade. Tilt your tail to the sky just a little more, lengthen through the neck. Lovely, big breath here. And then unwinding this. And let's pop the hand down and roll out the wrist. So for our next move, we're going to come up to a high kneeling position. Now if this isn't good for your knees, you could just come up to standing, that would be fine, or sit on a chair. But squeeze your butt a little bit if you're here with me, and we'll just tuck the toes underneath. We're just going to move up through our scapula. So I want you to reach your arms forward, turn the palms in, and then without moving the torso too much, reach your left fingers further away from you, and you'll feel the shoulder blade pull away from the spine. And then I want you to squeeze and retract that shoulder blade all the way to the back. So the arm is pushing and pulling, but the movement is initiating right here from the shoulder blade. So what you can do is take your opposite hand and wrap it underneath your armpit around the bra line, and you'll feel that that bone gliding in and out away from the spine and back into the spine. And that's what we're looking at moving. So I'm not turning my body like this, I'm just gliding through my shoulder blade itself. Let's just do 2 more on this arm. This is really nice and relaxing. And then come here and we'll just take 1 circle. So arm to the ceiling, turn the palm to me, rotate it all the way around, and then come back to the other side. So maybe finding that wrap around the bra line, and then just start to glide the shoulder blade forward and back. So this is protraction, we reach forward, retraction, we reach back, gliding that blade, getting the muscles underneath the shoulder blade a little lubricated, keeping the spine upright. And then take 1 circle all the way around and rest that down. Great. So for that move, you could do about 20 to 30 repetitions of these glides on each arm would be fine. You could also do it at the same time, working with those double arms. So whatever feels good. That's great to break up your day when you're sitting at your desk. Maybe just take a moment and get those shoulder blades moving a little bit. So for that, our last move, we're going to come on down to our back. And I'm going to show you a semicircle modification from the Pilates reformer sequence. This is really, really nice to release through that upper spine. So come all the way down. I want you to plant your feet onto the mat, heels in line with the sitting bones. Now clasp your hands, and you're going to reach your arms back overhead and turn the palms away from you. Try and get the upper arm down onto the floor if you can. Now engage your abdominals, squeeze your backside, and lift your hips up. And I want you to really stand into your feet so your hips and pelvis are lifted, and then slowly, as slow as you can, start to roll down through the upper back, and you're pressing every single vertebra down in between those shoulder blades. Nice and slowly. You might feel a little stretch around your knees as well. That's just a bonus. And then uncurl through the spine. And let's do it again. So lift the hips up, really reach the arms away from you, and melt down through that upper back, little by little. And we'll do it just one more time. If you'd like to get even more out of this, you could actually push your hands against the wall and give yourself a little opposition. So as we're rolling down from this last one, I want you to think of sending your knees away from you, spending a little bit more time in between those shoulder blades, really cementing that upper mid-back down against the floor, and then roll out all the way to the final tailbone and allow your arms to come down by your side. Great job. So carefully making your way up to seated for that one. I mean, just do as many as feels good. Maybe 6 to 8 is probably a pretty good number. So I hope that you enjoyed these stretches for your upper back. Adding them into your routine, especially if you're in a static position a lot of the day, is really going to help you mobilize through the spine. It's going to release neck tension and just make you feel a little healthier and a little bit more, mobile throughout the day. So thanks so much for joining me. If you'd like more workouts like this, come on over to jenniferdeanwellness.com, where each week I'm sharing you workouts, recipes and lifestyle tips to help you feel fit, feminine and fabulous after 40. And in the meantime, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and maybe share this with your friends. I'll see you again soon.